Alright guys, today we got a Epik Learning model number ELT0801. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take off the cover that's going around the outer edge of it. It's pretty thick, little protection, which is nice. We're going to go ahead and take that off. Once you take that off, you're going to go ahead and flip it over on the back, and you're going to notice that there is 4 little spots on the edges, and they're going to have this little blue piece in here. You're going to want to take a little screwdriver, some tweezers or something, and you're going to pull this little blue piece up. When you pull that blue piece up and out, and you're going to have 4 of them total, there's going to be a screw behind here. All 4 of these, each corner. So if you need to pause the video for a minute while you take those out and unscrew them, that's completely fine. Then you can come back to it, but we're going to unscrew these 4 screws right here in the back. When you do that, you're going to take some kind of thin pry tool, you're going to go around the edges, and you're just going to pry this back cover off. Now, there's a little bit of adhesive around this little speaker and this little speaker as well. So when you pull it off and you feel a little bit of resistance, you might take whatever pry tool you have in there and just kind of cut the little adhesive to separate it. So we're going to go ahead and lay that cover out of the way. Now you've got the back. And what I always like to do, just to be safe, is basically just start disconnecting everything that you possibly can. So we'll notice up here there's a little connection. So we're going to lift up this little plastic flap on that side, and then once you do that, you should be able to pull this out. And then basically the same thing right here, you lift up this little plastic flap and you should be able to pull this out. Okay, so the only thing left that's connected, which is the speakers, which is okay, is this one down here. It's got a little black flap. We're gonna pull it up. If I can get, the back flap is actually on the front on this one, and we'll pull it out. So that's pretty much everything over here that's connected to the battery, and we just want to disconnect everything. The battery's soldered in there, so we can't disconnect the battery, or we would have done that first. Here's my replacement screen. So I can already tell that this right here is our LCD cable right here. So this is the one, not our LCD, our digitizer cable, I'm sorry. So this is the one we need to basically put it in the same spot. So I'm going to lay the digitizer to the side for right now. We're going to flip this over, and as you can tell, I mean, it's cracked up, but what we need to do is we need to get under this screen, and I'm going to see if I can get in there without having to add any heat. And as of right now, it looks like I can get under there. So I'm just going to go around the edges for right now. And it looks like this is one of the screens, the digitizer, which is kind of glued to the top glass, which I believe it is. Pretty decent. So what we're gonna have to do is heat it up a little bit. So I'm gonna take my heat gun. If you got a hair dryer, that'll work as well.
You're gonna heat up one side. Not too hot, but warm enough where it's kind of warm to the touch. And we're just gonna try to get underneath this. Like I said, it's not a plastic flap, but I mean, it's pretty, what do you say, it's not glass. So I mean, it can be manipulated pretty easily. And we're going to see if we can pull on this a little bit. Because I want to get under here so I can see the actual glass. So I need to get underneath here. And I'm hoping the digitizer, but the LCD is kind of in there lower, if you will. It's in there, that's in there pretty low. what I'm hoping for. The only real way to see it is to start pulling this out. There's that connection. And this is just like those RCA tablets.
Alrighty guys, we were able to pull off the screen. Looks a little bit worse now, like I said, because of all the adhesive. But the screen's off. Doesn't look like we damaged or broke the LCD in any shape or form, which is always a good thing. So I'm just going to take a little microfiber cloth and I'm just going to clean off the glass that has kind of got on here. So there's a good little piece of glass right there, and when you move it on the LCD you could end up scraping the LCD. Now I'm going to lay the digitizer in here. I'm not going to glue it down yet or anything. We're going to go ahead and connect it in here just like we would if we were about to finish this tablet. I'm going to put it in here, line it up where it basically goes, snap down that little flap. Same thing right here. We're going to put it in here. Snap down that flap. One more we got. This one's kind of got like a crazy little angle. I kind of noticed that when I was pulling it out. I didn't think it was going to give me trouble putting it back in, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a pain, so I'm going to put a little bend to it. There we go. And then snap that one down. Alright, so everything's snapped down. I'm going to see if it'll turn on. Not getting nothing. Let me go plug it in to the charger and I'll be. Alright guys, so we put it on the charger for a little bit. I grabbed the digitizer, took off the adhesive and started sticking it down. And I connected the digitizer back to the motherboard. This is me just kind of messing with it for a second. But we can tell everything's working good. Pretty much the only thing left you got to do is we're going to go ahead and, like I said, I keep pushing on the sides just to make sure it's in there good. There's quite a bit of adhesive on there. And you want to clean the front of it off as well before you lay down that digitizer glass. So I cleaned it with some alcohol. Just rubbing alcohol does just fine. But now basically we're going to turn it upside down and put the back cover on and snap it in. And you remember there's 4 screws, that one goes to each corner. And then once you screw those screws in, you're going to take the little blue plastic protectors that we pulled out. We pulled out 4 of those as well. And you're just going to put one of those in each corner as well. And that's pretty much going to finish up this Epik Learning tablet. But if you guys have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, I looked at a couple of these Epik tablets and they're all basically the same when you're taking them apart. So even if you have a different model number, it's going to be very, very similar to this one. But this is the way that I took it apart. You could also take out the LCD from the inside. I didn't want to do that. I felt like this way would be easier. But you could take out the LCD from the inside and just kind of pop out the digitizer. And you could try that and see if it's actually faster or not faster. But this seems like it worked for me. All I'm doing right now is I'm putting on the cover. And that's pretty much it, guys. But it does work. Everything's good. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please leave a comment below.